Okay, so today, people, we're doing Guess the Block and Mob Part 2. So, can you please watch? So, let's get started.
Guess the block in 60 seconds. Hint number 1. This block is found underground. Some blocks are found above ground, like grass, but other blocks, like stone, deep slate, and this block can be found underground in caves. Hint number 2. This block can be sold by a wandering trader. The wandering trader will trade different items for emeralds, and this block has a chance to be one of the available items. Hint number 3. This block drops when pushed by a piston. Some blocks can be pushed by pistons, some blocks will not move, and other blocks, like this one, will break when the piston is activated. Hint number 4. This block will break the fastest when broken with a hoe. This block will still drop no matter what is used to break it, but using a hoe will break the block faster than using any other tool. Hint number 5. This block can be composted. Some blocks, like melons and pumpkins, can be used in the composter to get bone meal, and this block can also be used. Final hint. This block can spread to other blocks when a certain item is used. It will not spread to every block, but it will spread to a few common blocks like dirt and stone. The block was the moss block.
Yes,
Guess the block
I
in
got
60
that
seconds.
one. Okay, the next one is...
Guess the mob in 60 seconds. Hint number 1. This mob is immune to fall damage. Most mobs take damage when they fall from a tall height, but this mob will never take fall damage no matter how far it falls. Hint number 2. This mob is passive, which means it will never hurt the player. While this mob is friendly towards the player, it will still go after and attack most mobs in the game. Hint number 3. This mob takes damage when it touches water. Most mobs are fine when they are in water, and some mobs can even breathe in it, but a few mobs, like this one, will take damage if it touches water, including when it rains. Hint number 4. This mob is immune to the damage from powder snow. Most mobs will take damage if they are in powder snow for too long, but this mob will not take any damage. Hint number 5. This mob can be sheared. Shears are mainly used to get wool from sheep, but they can be used on a few other mobs, including this one. Using shears on this mob will make it look different. Final hint. This mob takes damage if it's in the nether. This is because the nether is too hot, so this mob can survive if a fire resistance potion is splashed on it. The mob was the snow golem. Guess the mob in 60 seconds. Hint number 1.
Okay, the next one is...
Guess the block in 60 seconds. Hint number 1. This block can be used and a menu will open up. This is similar to how you can use a chest or barrel, but this block cannot be used to store items. Hint number 2. This block will only drop when mined with a pickaxe. Some blocks, like dirt, will drop no matter which tool is used, but this block will drop nothing unless a pickaxe is used. Hint number 3. This block can sometimes be pushed by a piston in Java Edition. Usually, pistons cannot be used to push this block, but in certain situations, this block will move. Pistons can always be used to push this block in Bedrock Edition. Hint number 4. This block has variants. Different blocks in the game have variants. Stone bricks have
it's called...
bricks, and this block has 2 variants. Hint number 5. This block is affected by gravity. Some blocks, like sand, are affected by gravity, which means they will fall if there's not a block underneath them. And this block will also fall. Final hint. This block will break if it is used too much. Most blocks can be used an infinite amount of times, like how you can craft in a crafting table and it will never break. But this block will break if it is used too many times. The block was the anvil.
Yay. Okay, the next one is...
Guess the mob in 60 seconds. Hint number 1. This mob sinks in water. Some mobs, like the pig, will float if it is in water, but other mobs, like skeletons, zombies, and this mob, will sink to the bottom. Hint number 2. Looting doesn't work on this mob in Bedrock Edition. This mob will drop up to 5 of an item without looting, and will drop up to 8 of an item when looting is used in Java Edition, but will still only drop a maximum of 5 if looting is used in Bedrock Edition. Hint number 3. This mob is passive. Some mobs, like the zombie, will always try to hurt the player, and other mobs, like this one, are friendly and will never hurt the player. Hint number 4. This mob can be ridden. Some mobs, like the pig, can be ridden by the player when a saddle is put on it, but unlike the pig, this mob can also spawn with another mob riding it. Hint number 5. This mob's name is part of an enchantment's name. There are many different enchantments in the game, and there's one enchantment that contains the name of this mob. Final hint. This mob spawns in the nether. Different mobs spawn in different dimensions, and this mob can only spawn naturally in the nether, but it can be found in every biome in the nether. The mob was the Strider. Guess the mob in 60 seconds.
Okay, the next one is...
Guess the block in 60 seconds. Hint number 1. This block will drop when mined with anything in Bedrock Edition, but will only drop when mined with a pickaxe in Java Edition. If a different tool is used in Java Edition, nothing will drop. Hint number 2. This block naturally generates in the overworld and the end. Different blocks generate in different dimensions, and this block will generate everywhere except for in the nether. Hint number 3. This block emits particles. Most blocks do not emit particles, but some blocks, like cherry leaves, campfires, and this block, do emit particles. Hint Hint number 4. This block can be used and a menu will open up. It's similar to how you can use a chest, but this block is not mainly used for storage. Hint number 5. This block produces light. Most blocks do not produce any light, but some blocks, like glowstone, torches, and this block do. This block will not produce any light on Bedrock Edition. Final hint. This block is a job site block. The job a villager has is based on the job site block that is nearby. There are many blocks that can give a villager a job, and this block is one of them. The block was the brewing stand.
Brewing stand's not in the
Hint number
end.
1. This block will drop when mined with anything in Bedrock Edition, but will only drop when mined with a
Okay, the
pickaxe.
next one.
Guess the mob in 60 seconds. Hint number 1. This mob can breathe underwater. Most mobs will drown if they are underwater for too long, but a few mobs, including this one, can stay underwater
Squid?
for as long as they want. Hint number 2. This mob has a baby variant. Most mobs have baby variants, but this mob is
Guardian?
different because the baby
that's what I
cannot be
was
obtained in
supposed to
survival.
say.
This mob cannot breed, and the baby doesn't spawn naturally, so it can only be obtained in creative mode. Hint number 3. This mob can be used and a menu will open up. This is similar to how you use a crafting table and the crafting menu will open up, but this mob only has a menu in Java Edition, not Bedrock. Hint number 4.
that's why.
This mob is a variant of another mob. Some mobs are variants, like how the husk is a variant of the zombie, and this mob is a variant
Oh, glow
of
squid,
another
glow
mob.
squid.
Hint number 5. This mob can be ridden. Some mobs can be ridden by the player to
Actually,
move around.
no.
This mob can be controlled when a saddle is put on it in Java Edition, but no saddle is needed in Bedrock Edition. Final hint. This mob is passive, which means it will never hurt the player. But when this mob is first encountered, it is being ridden by a hostile mob. The mob was the skeleton horse.
That's not a
60
secret.
seconds. Hint number 1. This mob long, but a few mobs.
I thought it
this
meant
one
it
can
was a
stay
sea
underwater for as long as
creature,
they want. Hint
not
number 2. This
a
mob has a baby variant.
That's
Most
why I
mobs have baby
guess
variants,
so
but this mob is
Okay, the
different
next
because
one
the
is.
Guess the block in 60 seconds. Hint number 1. This block's
Okay.
texture is animated. The texture of most blocks stay the same, but a few blocks, like the magma block, sea lantern, and this block, are animated. Hint number 2. This block is not solid. Most blocks are solid, meaning they stop the player from going through them. But this block is not solid, which means players can walk right through. Hint number 3. This block only drops when mined with silk touch. Most blocks will always drop themselves, like how dirt will always drop dirt, but some blocks need to be mined with a tool that has silk touch in order for an item to drop. Hint number 4. This block is mainly used for decoration. Some blocks have a use, like how you can craft with a crafting table, but other blocks are just used for building. Hint number 5. This block will break the fastest when broken with a hoe. Certain tools can be used to break blocks faster, and this block's recommended tool is the hoe. Final hint. This block is found in the deep dark. Different biomes generate different blocks, and this block can only be found underground in the deep dark. But the player can do something to generate it in any biome. The block was the Skulk Vein. Guess the block
Okay,
in
who
60
uses
seconds.
that as
Number 1. This block's
decoration?
texture is
Yeah.
animated. The texture
Okay,
of most
the next
blocks
one
stay the
is-
same in 60 seconds. Hint number 1. This mob is immune to fall damage. Most mobs take damage when they fall more than a few blocks, but this mob will take no damage, no matter how far they fall. Hint number 2. This mob is passive. Some mobs, like zombies, will attack the player, and other mobs, like this one, are harmless. But even though this mob is passive, it cannot spawn when the difficulty is set to peaceful. Hint number 3. This mob can sprint. Most mobs move at a certain speed
Cat.
and cannot go any faster, but this mob can
Yeah,
sprint to
just-
move
just
faster
say
if the
cat.
player is nearby. Hint number 4. This mob spawns in the jungle. Different mobs spawn
Ocelot,
in different biomes,
Ocelot,
and this
Ocelot.
one will only spawn on grass
When you
blocks
just
in the
think
jungle.
panda.
Hint number 5.
Ocelot.
This mob
When you
attacks
just think
baby
panda.
turtles. Some mobs
Yeah,
will attack other
Ocelot.
mobs, like how zombies will
Panda.
attack villagers, Endermen will attack Endermites, and this mob will attack baby turtles. Final hint. This mob scares away creepers. If creepers get too close to this mob, they will turn and run away, which means it could be a good idea to keep a few of these mobs by your base. The mob was the Ocelot. 60
Yay!
seconds. Hit number 1.
Okay,
This mob
that's
is
it
immune
for
to fall
today. Thanks for watching, and
Please like and subscribe.
subscribe to Cheesy Chaz. Bye.